The round table, Knowledge is a part of the round table as well. So as she's out the room, Ashley and Miss Betty has said about the Summer Institute trainings that we had back in, what that was, January 2011, somewhere around there. We started having them in 2011. And at that time, when they introduced the P16 councils, before that, if you all remember, it was called the Community Parent Advisory Councils. So Knowledge had been doing trainings around the council when it was up under that name, and now that it's all transitioned to the P16, we've had several trainings and workshops around getting people to a point where they understand the different categories, where they fit in those different categories. And we have also, trying to make sure, collaborated and in partnership with the high school, which is McLean High School in Holmes County, where the principal, unfortunately, working with us, is now going to be leaving. So now we're at a point where she is now transitioning the new principal in, and we have to now meet with him to make sure that the work that we've already put forth, that he's on board as well. But we have trained these parents. I think it's 6 different categories, if I am correct, and we have people from each category. But again, as Ms. Betty said, and Ashley, to get parents and students, as many parents and students involved and on those councils as much as possible. I'm an officer of our local PTSA, so as Ashley was saying about sitting on the council, I would rather be, not to just sit on the council myself, but to actually be a trainer, do the initiative process to get them going so it can be more community driven. I hate our principal is leaving. I mean, she's just done so much work with us around this, and she's allowed us also, like Ashley had mentioned, access to the high school to hold these meetings because our facility is not large enough. Francine has been to some of those. Ms. Rose has been to a lot of them. I think some of the other partnership organizations, I don't know if Ms. Betty came out, but Diana Freelon Foster from AWOB, which is Activists with a Purpose, right? So we've had them to come out as well. I had an opportunity to facilitate 2 of those trainings, workshops, and it really went well. And we have parents and students and community folks at a point where we actively, actually in our last meeting, got them more involved because what I did was I opened it up to an open discussion. I started out asking questions to see where their level of understanding was. So I threw out, did they even know what P16 stood for? To get things going in that perspective. Mr. Leroy was also in that meeting with us. So some areas where I'm still weak at, he picked up on and explained things to people. And the main objective was to make sure that everybody understood, which Mr. Leroy brought out, that it is the law. It's about accountability standards and the fact that it can be independent of your district. You did not have to wait on the district or school board or superintendent in order to, initiate these P16 councils. And so it went really well. There's something else I want to touch on. Help me, Rosie. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Just tell her. I know it's something.
There are some challenges. The process is not been funded. That's one of the challenges.
Right. And it's the one piece about the lead teacher, Mr. Grant, inside of the McLean High School that brought up about the funding. He did bring up the question about the funding. He also asked a very important question as to, did our district even know about these P16 councils, and if so, were they receptive to it? So that was a really good, initiative from him to bring that out, and he's willing to work with us. So hopefully we'll still have him inside of the high school too, because they may be transferring him out, so we'll lose our principal and our lead teachers. But so we still have a lot of more work to do. But it's going really well.